welcome to NSO at Home Live, a concert series created by the musicians of the National Symphony Orchestra. My name is Marissa Regni. I'm the principal second violin of the National Symphony. I'll be your host tonight and every Sunday night as we bring live music into your homes and hopefully into your hearts. Tonight, I am super excited because our main producer, Bob Reardon, the man who's always behind the scene making the magic of this show works, is doing his actual thing that he does, his day job. He's actually a French horn player in the National Symphony Orchestra. He's so fabulous. And tonight we will get to hear him in his element. He's going to be performing several pieces with our good friend and colleague, Sophia Kim Cook, on the piano. So cannot wait for that. Also, he was busy coaching some of our youth fellowship students. We have a wonderful brass quintet of teenagers coming on this evening. They have prepared a phenomenal video that they're going to share with you, and we're going to get to talk to all 5 of them, which is going to be a lot of fun. So cannot wait for that. And Bob coached them through that. So this is a big night. This, like, all roads lead to Bob Reardon, clearly. So very exciting. We're going to start off with Bob and Sophia. They're going to be playing 3 pieces by the Ukrainian composer Reinhold Glière. So let's head over to them right now.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Sophia, for such a lovely way to start this evening. That was so beautiful. Full disclosure, Bob and Sophia actually pre-recorded all of the music that you'll be hearing and seeing this evening. I often call Bob the Wizard of Oz of this show. He sits at his home on Sunday nights in front of a big computer screen, and he is the one that brings everybody in and out of the broadcast. He puts up the banners that you see. He does all of that, and obviously it's too much to try to produce a show and do all of that and play the horn at the same time. So he and Sophia got together a couple of days ago and recorded their segments. So we're not seeing them live, but they are live in spirit. So before we go any further with them, I want to remind you that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and we are on YouTube. So please check us out. We're always posting new content all the time. On Facebook, we're NSO Musicians, and on YouTube, we are NSO Musicians. However, on Instagram, we are NSO_musicians. So you can check us out, you can subscribe to us, and you can even like us. That would be awesome. All right, we're going to head back now to Bob and Sophia. They're going to be playing a beautiful Berceuse, a little French piece. So let's check it out.
Okay, we're going to head back with Bob and Sophia in just a little while, but it's that time that you know I love, the Youth Fellowship Student Time. This is where we feature members of the NSO Youth Fellowship Program. This is for high school age students. They audition, and if they get accepted, they get to study with members of the National Symphony Orchestra. And this whole season, we have been featuring them in solo roles, but recently we've started showing how they get to play chamber music together. And last week we heard a really terrific woodwind quintet. One of the members of that group, the horn player, Rachel Smith-Cohen, mentioned that the horn is very versatile. You can play in a woodwind quintet or you can play in a brass quintet. Well, right now, tonight, you're going to get to see her playing in a brass quintet with 4 of her teenage colleagues. This is a wonderful piece and a terrific video that's been put together by one of the members of the group. We'll talk to him in just a second. But this is by Anthony Barfield. He's an American composer. He wrote this piece for the New York Philharmonic Brass Quintet, and they recently premiered it during the COVID pandemic this past year. So we're going to explore that piece. So it's so great. I never get to talk to 5 of them all at once. This is very exciting. So let's bring them all on. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming this evening. And before we get started, just so everybody knows who everybody is, I'm going to do a little roll call. Raise your hand when I call your name so everybody knows who you are. So I know on the trumpet we have Ben DeHady. Yeah. We have Joshua Levy. On the horn, we have Rachel Smith-Cohen. On trombone, Mia Rosenblum-Solis. Yeah. And on the tuba, we've got Lowrider James. Awesome. You guys are so amazing. I saw your video earlier. It's so incredible. So a couple of you have been on the show before, Ben and Rachel, right? Ben, I'm going to start with you because I know you started your own production company and you actually put this video together, right?
Yeah, so we recorded, I put both the video and the audio together for the project.
Yeah, it's awesome. And how many of you are seniors right now? 3 of you. Okay, does anybody know what they're doing next year? Are they still making decisions, or anybody?
Making decisions.
Making decisions?
Yeah,
what about you, Ben?
I'm also still making a decision.
And Josh, what about you?
Yeah, making decisions.
Making decisions. All right. And who is brand new to the program? Like, it's their first year doing the fellowship program?
It's my first year in the full program because last year I was half in it.
So for the 3 of you that are brand new, did you know each other, or have you not gotten ever a chance to meet each other in person?
I met Rachel and Ben. I met Rachel and Ben last year in person before the pandemic.
What about you, Lowrider?
I never met anyone. This is my first time meeting everyone.
Wow. Well, you've got great colleagues. It's so sad that you have to meet them over like little Brady Box Zoom.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. What about you, Josh? Had you ever met any of these people before?
Yeah, I've met Ben and Rachel a couple of times in different groups.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you sound fabulous. You'd never know that you had not played a lot together because it's just so fantastic. So I thank you for making this video. And so what has it been like playing chamber music remotely all year? I'll ask you, Mia. Why not?
It's definitely been different. I feel like it would definitely be more enjoyable to do it in person, as most things. But I think we've overcome the challenges, and it's been a new experience, which has been fun.
Yeah. And Rachel, how many years have you been in the program? You've been in a long time, right?
Oh, this is my 2nd year. Ben's been in longer than I have. I think he's the old champ here. So
who is?
Ben.
Ben's the old champ?
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be my 3rd year in the fellowship.
Okay.
You're the veteran. All right. Well, do you have any advice for the people who are sticking around for, still have high school, to a couple of years more of high school? Any words of wisdom that the 3 of you can impart before you go off?
Just take as many opportunities as you can. Like if you have an opportunity to go to a concert or go to a master class or listen to somebody, always take all those opportunities. And you'll never know what you'll learn and what will come of that opportunity. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great advice. Well, I'm sad that I probably won't get to see 3 of you before you go off to college next year, but I hope that I get to meet the other 2 of you in person at the Kennedy Center next season. And I thank you again for this beautiful video. This is a piece called Gravity by Anthony Barfield. As I mentioned before, it was written for the New York Philharmonic Brass. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you guys gave the New York Philharmonic Brass a run for their money, though. You guys sound so terrific. So thank you so much. Thanks, Ben, for putting it together. You know, always just so artistic, everything you do. And I wish you all the best of luck this summer. And as you move forward, cannot wait to meet the two of you who are sticking around with our program next year. So thank you so much for being on this evening. So was I right? Such an incredible video. I love it. They sound so glorious and just so delightful to talk to. Hey, if you know anybody that's interested in our youth fellowship program, or maybe you are interested, please check us out. You can simply Google us, NSO Youth Fellowship Program, and there'll be a little link that you can click on, and it will give you all kinds of information about our program. These teenagers have been wowing us all season long, and it's just been such a pleasure to get to know them a little bit better. So please check out our program because it really is fantastic and it's a great opportunity for them. So just Google us and check it out. All right, it's time now to talk to Bob and pick his brain about some stuff. So we're gonna head over now to Bob Reardon. Hey!
Hey, Marissa, how you doing?
So, I'm good. So happy to see you.
Good to see you.
I mean, I get to see you every week, but I'm so happy that they get to see you. So, I mean, I already said it to everybody. You are the Wizard of Oz. You sit at your computer. You bring us in. You bring us out. You're like the well-oiled machine. If not for you, this would not be on every Sunday. So we're like forever indebted to you. And it's so nice to hear you play. Because
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure to do this for our colleagues and our audiences.
It's been definitely a learning curve for you and for me. I'm going to tell everybody the one time, I will not divulge which episode it was, but there was one episode where, remember, about 30 minutes before, the entire Wi-Fi in your whole building went out, your whole neighborhood, and we were scrambling to get you to a place where you could hook in your computer.
Yes, I had to run a few red lights and speed a bit to
But we
get to
did
another
it.
point.
So.
Yeah.
And I should say, every week you have a trusted assistant. I've never mentioned her every week, which is very unfortunate. I should have been doing this all this time because she helps you every week to make sure things go smoothly. Her name is Phoebe, and we have a picture of her helping you out. So we're going to show that. I mean, thank you, Phoebe. What would we be without her? My goodness. So great. In addition to all your work on this show, you've had a busy year because you are one of the chair people of our orchestra committee, and you've done a lot of work on behalf of the orchestra. And one of the things that you did through the committee was get some money together for our staff. And can you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Right. One thing that was very important to us in the early part of this pandemic, when we were not able to go to work, and unfortunately some of our staff was furloughed due to the COVID crisis, and we started a staff fund, and we raised over $120,000 just from the musicians of the orchestra donating our money to support our staff. And it was just so inspiring to see how generous the musicians of the orchestra are, but also just to show how much we value our incredible staff at the orchestra. So it was really inspiring to just see all those checks coming in and to be able to help our great staff.
Yeah, our staff is tremendous, and I mean, I know they appreciated it so much. It meant really just was very touching for them. But I know that, like, for you and I doing this show this whole year, like, we have a whole other level of appreciation of our staff and what they do
Really?
day in and day out now, right? I mean, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man, God bless them.
Total respect for what they do. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And when you're not busy doing this show, helping with the orchestra committee, practicing, you are also teaching. I know you are a big teacher, and tell everybody where you teach. Shout out.
I teach at the Peabody Conservatory in Baltimore. So hello to all my students if you're watching.
Yeah, they're loving it. Well, I mean, it's great. So you've kept busy in spite of this, strange time, and we're so appreciative. I am so appreciative, and I've told you this before, but I'm going to tell everybody. One of the silver linings for me this whole weird year was getting to know you better and becoming good friends through all of this weirdness. So I get to see you every week, a couple times a week. I get to talk to you on the phone. So, I'll miss that when this all stops. We go back to whatever the new normal. We're still gonna have to get together for lunch.
We'll still have to get together for lunch. That's
every
right.
week, right? We gotta talk.
Yeah.
So the next piece we're going to hear from you and Sophia is from a Brazilian composer. It's called Ave Maria. Oh my gosh, no moro.
Ave Maria no more.
Ave Maria, thank you. And it was arranged by Teddy Abrams, who has conducted our orchestra quite frequently. This is a beautiful old Brazilian folk song, right? Yeah, and it's lovely. And so, what a great way to sail through the evening. Hearing some Brazilian music. So let's head over. Let's head back. Let's head over to you and Sophia playing this Brazilian folk song. Another great performance. I am not surprised. All right, everybody, if you've been enjoying these shows, gosh, we've been on the air a long time now, so maybe you've been tuning in every week, or maybe this is your first time. If so, welcome, and maybe you'll consider a donation to the National Symphony Orchestra. If you'd like to do so, it's very easy. You go to kennedy-center.org/support NSO. You click on that link, and there you go. You can donate money. It's all tax deductible. We would really appreciate it. We've not been able to perform for a ticketed audience for well over a year at this point. So any money that you consider giving or able to give would really mean the world to us. Maybe that's something you can consider doing this evening. Also, I want to say before we head back to Bob and Sophia that we will be back next week, 7 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern. Next week, we got a whole lot of people playing. We've got our NSO concertmaster, Narit Bar-Joseph. She's so fabulous. She's going to be joined by her husband, Eric Heckscher, who's a terrific bassoon player. They're going to be playing a duet together. She is also coming over here to my house, and we're going to play some duets, so that'll be really fun. Narit and I will get to play some music together. Also, we have NSO principal clarinetist Lynn Ma joining us. Such a beautiful player. And our youth fellowship chamber music exploration continues. We've got a string quintet next week, and they were coached by NSO principal violist Dan Foster. He's been on our show many times, and so Dan will come on to talk about what that experience was like working with them and putting this little video together that they made. So please join us next Sunday at 7 for that. All right, we're going to head back now for the final pieces of this evening with Bob and Sophia. These are 3 arrangements of songs by Franz Schubert. They are so gorgeous. 3 of my favorite, played so beautifully by them. So let's head over to Bob and Sophia for some Schubert. perfect way to end this evening. I love those Schuberts, and didn't they sound beautiful? It's so great to hear Bob in all his glory. So thank you to Bob and Sophia, and thanks to our wonderful Youth Fellowship Brass Quintet for that terrific performance. And it was so much fun to speak with all of them. I felt like I was in a Brady Bunch Zoom box. It was super fun. Next week, of course, we will be back next Sunday, 7 p.m. with Narit Bar-Joseph, Eric Heckscher, Lynn Ma, and myself. And we will have a Youth Fellowship string quintet playing, and Dan Foster will come on and speak about that. So please join us next Sunday at 7. Of course, I have to thank our wonderful producers, Bob Reardon, Jamie Roberts, and Dave Murray. I want to thank Thomas Baker for his beautiful artwork. I want to thank Sophie Edwards for helping me with all of my tech equipment. Of course, we thank all of you for joining us week in and week out, and for your non-ending, never-ending support and enthusiasm. We cannot wait to see you next Sunday at 7. And in the meantime, please stay safe, stay healthy.